Hi, I'm Dr. Walter Matwichuk. I'm a psychologist, and I'm here to talk to you about how to help your emotionally disturbed friends, relatives, and business associates. We all know people in our lives who could profit from some good instruction in how to manage their emotions. And the first step in helping someone is to show them unconditional other acceptance. This is rational emotive behavior therapy's idea that we unconditionally accept an individual, but we evaluate their behavior. We acknowledge their self-defeating behavior, their bad behavior, and talk about it, but never condemn the individual for manifesting it. Now, the reason why it's very important to show people who require assistance in managing their emotions unconditional other acceptance is that in all probability, they're likely to be very critical of themselves. They may very well acknowledge their emotional disturbance and then down themselves, define their total being in terms of their self-defeating behavior and their self-defeating emotional outbursts. And this actually undermines their ability to change. It's somewhat paradoxical, but when we unconditionally accept ourselves, it's easier for us to then remain hopeful that we can do better if we get the proper instruction in change and sustain effort at making changes. So in order to help another person, it's very important that you show them unconditional other acceptance and thereby introduce to them the idea of unconditional self-acceptance. This is a powerful idea when we learn to accept ourselves as fallible humans. And in my view, it's a human right, yet it's a right we don't teach people. We very often encourage them to conditionally accept themselves, and this puts them on an emotional roller coaster such that when they do well, they feel great about themselves as people. But when they do poorly, they then feel very badly about themselves as a person. The next idea that you want to convey to them is the idea that there are two categories of negative emotions: healthy, self-helping negative emotions and unhealthy, self-defeating negative emotions. The idea here is to convey to people that they want to take responsibility for how they react to life and strive to feel healthy negative emotions that will, one, acknowledge what's going on that they don't particularly care for, and two, enable them to then go and change what they can change. Most people think that circumstances cause them to feel their disturbed emotions. And in rational emotive behavior therapy, I teach people that we largely construct our emotional experience, and we do this without necessarily being aware of it. And that one of the first steps we want to do is show people how their thinking impacts their feelings, and how they think can enable them to feel healthy disappointment, healthy concern, healthy annoyance, all self-helping emotions that acknowledge that something's not right, not consistent with what they want, and then motivate them to change what they can change. Once people begin to recognize that their unhealthy negative emotions actually undermine their ability to change what they can change, they may become more motivated to seek to feel more moderate, healthy negative emotions and adopt the principle of emotional responsibility. You can then go on to show them that, according to REBT theory, rigid thinking is self-defeating. Sometimes we refer to this as demandingness, and it's very easy for humans to think in a demanding way when they encounter adversity. But it is rigid thinking that leads to the disturbed emotional reactions that your friend or your business associate may all too easily experience. And so show them that attitudes like, I have to do perfectly well, you have to treat me nicely, and the world must be easy, are all rigid ideas, and how they can be modified into flexible ideas and that it's highly advantageous to do so. First of all, flexible ideas will enable us to have healthy negative emotions and then motivate us to change what we can change. So teach people to think in terms of having strong desires to do well and to have strong wishes that other people treat them nicely, as well as hopes and wishes that life be easy, not too complicated, fair, but that in all probability, from time to time, their wishes will not be fulfilled, and their flexible attitudes will leave them feeling healthy negative emotions. Introduce to them the power of acceptance. I think in our technological world today, we don't teach people to accept what we can't change. We very often seek to change the environment, eradicate a disease, fix an external set of circumstances, which is all well and good if and when we can do this. But there are many problems that we can't do this quickly with, or we can't do it all. And when this occurs, people do not have a solution. Rational emotive behavior therapy teaches people to unconditionally accept life and see that acceptance is actually a powerful weapon to bring to bear when facing adversity. So when we cultivate the ability to let go of emotional disturbance and accept what we can't change within ourselves, within others, and within life itself, we have leverage that we would not normally have. And learning to cultivate unconditional acceptance is not easy, and it goes along with flexible thinking. In fact, flexible thinking lays the foundation for acceptance. Finally, I would encourage you to model what you preach. Benjamin Franklin said that the best sermon is a good model, and I couldn't agree with that statement more. When we teach REBT, we want to be powerful models of it and never insist that people buy into this flexible way of thinking. And so when people who are emotionally disturbed that you care about reject REBT or reject some of the sensible ideas of REBT, rather than disturbing yourself, continue to show them unconditional other acceptance and remind them that it's easier to change yourself than to change other people. I think people really do not appreciate the power within this idea, and we're always looking to change other people rather than change how we react to them. So be a good model of this principle of self-change, and you can continue to strive to influence others. I know I certainly strive to influence people, but I recognize that I can't change anyone and that I had better work on changing me rather than them. I would like to remind you that every Saturday I do a demonstration where I talk about these powerful ideas, and it's free to attend. It's on Zoom. It's at 9 a.m. here in New York City, which is 2 p.m. in London, 3 p.m. in Sarajevo, 4 p.m. in Bucharest, 5:30 in Kabul, 6:30 in Delhi, 10 o'clock in Tokyo, and midnight in Sydney, Australia. We have a worldwide audience, and I'm approaching the 200th consecutive week of doing this. What we find is that when people watch these weekly demonstrations, they learn from observing others struggle with the powerful ideas of REBT. So feel free to write to me at REBT, Dr. DOCTOR, at gmail.com, and you too can get the free link and begin to attend. Each week we have approximately 170 or more people that attend, and after the 40-minute demonstration, I take questions from the viewing audience. People can discuss any a wide range of topics, and it can be very interesting to watch the many, many ways that REBT can be helpful to you. So I encourage you to attend, and I hope to see you on Saturday.